I can't keep up to you. What's going on? Just a little resume of what happened 11 years ago. Okay, when I saw the lady in the sky, she gave me a number, 7286. I removed 2005 years from the beginning of time, and I came to 5281. Came up with 220. Here it says Dragon Ball Z, another dimension. The signal test, the return of the signal test, Satan 1 and 2. Spawn. I'm not sure if you can read this. I'm going to try and get it in the light. Okay. I'm going to read this out to you. But on this line over here, it says, I'm virtually brain dead. It says, we must remarry in the heavens. This is a big bad world. And agree to marry me, that we can start all over again. I said these same words, okay, to someone on that night. I called them up. I only found this page a couple of weeks later after I got out of the hospital. At the same time, they have the codes down here, which are NBSP and NBSP, and in between the codes are words. NBSP, and there's a word, NBSP and a word, and in these words, it says, about all of the things, and then it goes on, I long to believe. And then it says, and the truth, and then you have to keep looking, and what you mean to be the truth. And then you have to keep on looking, and then it goes da-da-da-da-da, and color, and so on. So this is how, for me, this all began. And what I want to bring up right now is I'm going to talk about repetitive. Bell, cell, fell, and then cell, tell, and well. The initials are 2, 3, which is creation, B and C, of 6 man and 8 hell. Cell is the artificial intelligence, 24 and 24. Inside ELL is the birth of Venus, 9 and 2, okay, which brings up 18, which is the artificial inside the heaven of Venus. 2 and 9 is 11. Bell, okay, what I did is I kept the LL together for 24, which everything is 24, which is center C in the piano. At the same time, if we want to count backwards in the piano from the right to the left, we're not going to do that. So we get 24 and 2 is 26, right? No, 24, excuse me, let me just make this small correction. 24 and 0, 7, 24 and 8. I just want to make sure I get this right. Okay. Just had a little error in markdown. So when we get the LL that comes together, right, we get 24 and 7, 31 altered current in Bell. Then we get cell, which is 24 and 8. 7 and 8 is the division of the star system. 5 and 2. 3 goes here, 2 goes here. Minus 1, minus 2 to bring it to the 7th gate. To bring it to the 7th gate, sorry, minus 1 and 0, which is 10. Or if you remove 7 and 2, you see, I don't like to go past 9, so I would say 0 here, which would create the 7 and minus 1 here. Or in this area, with the 8, you can also add 8. You can leave it at 8, add 8. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7, bringing it back to 7. But over here, it's 0. So it's 8 and 0, which is now 86, which is part of the mind. And at the same time, it's minus 1 and 0. 8 and 1 is A and H and creates the letter R, which is A and H in the same family as A. Here we have 35, electric company. Here we have 37, creation of the cube. Here we have 48, which will stand for area, space, and the doorway. Here we have tail, which is 49. 49 is green, and 49 is 7 times 7, and it represents 8 inside the initial, its own initial. And inside of well, which gives you the piano, center C, the piano, connected to the cycle of the moon. Now, what I like about this a lot is that when we bring together Bell and tell, 0, 2, and 20, what does Bell tell? You speak to tell. They're both the same numbers. One is 26, one is 62. Together they make 88. Inside hell, it's 68. 68 is what the 9 lives of the cats do, the communication. 68. This one becomes 66. Together, these two over here create 24. because all I'm using is the E world. All I connect is the E. I don't want to connect the L and L. I'm not connecting them. For me, the L and L means, right, is almost like connecting a mirror word. They mirrored this letter, then therefore I'm assuming that these two letters are mirrored on these two, that these two letters are mirrored over here. So I'm going to leave the L and L together, and I'm going to separate the rest. Otherwise, I'm just going to say 2, 3, 6, 8, 19, 20, and 23. Now, when we bring these together first and last, we get 25, then we get 23, then we get 25 again, 19 and 6, 25, and then we get hell. Fell and hell come together. I fell into hell, altered current, 1 and 3, 1 and 1, the spirit fell to hell. And every single one represents 5, 9, and 9 lives of the cat. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, 6 and 8. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4. Now this is going to be 67, 77, 87, 91, brings in the spirit. This becomes 92, brings in the birth in Venus. This one over here will be 35, electric company, 37, the cube, 48, 49, and again, 52. Over here, this is the piano. We now fell into center C, and the cycle of the moon is now the well. Now, when we're speaking about ashes to ashes, in French, the word ash is H. So I automatically put 8 to 8. Dust in French is poussière. Dust to dust. So I multiplied it. Ash 2, or ash 2O. It's the same thing. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 plus 2 is 10 is 26. 2 times 6, 2 plus 6 will now bring you to 20. H2O. So I do it twice. Ashes. 119. Artificial intelligence spirit. Angel intelligence spirit. 1 spirit. A is a letter, and the 1 represents the spirit. You see, there's a 1, and then there's the A representing the 1. So it's the spirit and the angel is the way I'm going to look at it, but you can look at it many ways. 19 and 5. You see, in order to do ashes, I must put the ES to it. It's not like adding on a plural word and just an S. This is an ES. Okay? It's almost like saying 18, but in 18, you don't have to put on 2 T's. It's only the same T with EEN in 18. So instead of 44 and 18, it's actually 20 plus N14 and EE. It's only 24. So anyways, 19 and 5 is 24. 8 and 19 is 27, and 1 is 28. Same thing in the piano keys, and it also represents the Earth, the rabbit, and it represents Venus inside of Pluto. It represents also the 1 spirit in the gate, or the letter Q. So what I do is ashes to ashes, so I can go 8 times 2 times 8, which is 64, 128, 128 right over here. 64 is right over here, but that's where dust comes in. DUST is 39. Sky, the sky. S&T is the sky of DU, of BU, of GU, of LU, of MU, of SU, but this one's an obligation. DC becomes an obligation in the sky because the word is must. You have to. To lust in creation. The gust of wind, the cycle of the moon. To bust within is inside creation. Or 64 and 60 is 128. This is the UST together, but that will become 66, and this will become 64. As 136 becomes 136, it is the dust in touchdown. So this one over here, dust to dust, which dust, the word equals to 64, becomes the spirit in creation of the cycle. Venus inside Neptune. That's how this relationship works. Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching this video.